Welcome to Sandals South Coast. Hey everyone, it's Jenna from A Couple Travelers, and I am here at Sandals South Coast. Sandals Sexy South Coast, as the staff like to call it. And I'm here to do a full walkthrough of the resort today. You may be asking, Jenna, Sandals is a couples resort. Where is your husband? Well, I am here on a mother-daughter trip with my mom. So apologies if the camera quality isn't as good. I simply cannot carry the full camera and gimbal that Andy usually does. So I'm doing this on my phone and a phone gimbal and just our regular microphone. So if it's not as good, my apologies, but we're still gonna have a great time. This is a massive, beautiful property. Let's go check it out. When you enter the South Coast Resort, you're going to be coming down this street right here, and you turn in, and this is the view, which is quite grand and stunning. We really were impressed when we pulled up. And it's the usual, they hand you the cold towel and they ask you to point out your luggage so they can arrange for it to show up in your room later. And be sure that you have a small bag with you that has anything that you may need, because sometimes it takes a little while for the luggage to make its way over to your room, and especially if you're arriving before the 3 o'clock check-in time and you're gonna wanna go do, go head over to the pool and whatnot. So always make sure that you have whatever you're gonna need for that first little bit of time with you. That's actually one of the tips that I just provided in our top 15 sandals tips videos. I'll put a link to that below. You'll definitely wanna check that out, but let's head over and check out more of the main lobby area. First thing we have here is the wedding office, where you can come to finalize details if you're having a wedding or a retie the knot here at Sandals South Coast. One thing I did want to mention, if you've watched any of our previous videos, is I have said a lot about Sandals weddings being free. It has recently been announced that they now have a small fee, so not a huge difference, but there is a change, and they did recently announce some different wedding packages. If you think a separate video on weddings would be helpful, let me know. My parents are actually considering doing a retie the knot next year, so if that'll be helpful and you want to maybe see what that process is like for them, let me know. Leave us a comment and we'll consider doing a video all about that. Move further along. We're filming this pretty early in the morning. It's like 6:30, so they're doing some cleaning right now of the main entrance, but it's really quite grand. It's actually a lovely temperature this morning. I'm so glad I got up early to do this before it got too hot. And then this is the main lobby here. Really beautiful. So when we first arrived, they brought everybody in here, and if you're staying in a luxury level room, this is where you're gonna check in. Then we were staying club level, so we got pulled and taken over to the Club Sandals Lounge, and then other people got pulled if they were staying in a butler level room as well. Super big lobby. They have check-in area over here. They have a departure schedule for flights on this side, and then to our left, we have the Sandals Loyalty and Travel Desk. So this is where you're gonna come to book your next Sandals vacation. While you're on site, you can actually get some great deals on your next Sandals trip. It's typically 10% off a luxury level room, 11% off a club level room, 12% off a butler level room. And then the best part is when you then get home, you can monitor for those 777 promotions. If your room shows up in one of those promotions, you can add that onto your booking as well. And these loyalty and travel discounts are also combinable with like a military discount as well. So this is definitely something great to take advantage of. If you booked your current trip with a travel agent and you come here to book your next one, you absolutely can transfer the new reservation to your agent when you get home. You just have to do it within 2 weeks, and just don't pay the trip in full when you book it, and then you'll be all set to do that. It is locked, but you can see a little bit. I believe it's usually open at like 7 or 8 a.m., something like that. St. Vincent's gonna be opening in 5 or 6 months, so that's gonna be a nice one to check out. That's Sandals Grand Antigua. We went there, that was beautiful. So let's head outside the main lobby. Chair swings on either side. Sorry if you can hear the lawnmower. They do a lot of the, you know, resort cleaning up and landscaping and tending to the resort in the morning. So as you can see straight ahead, beautiful waterfall and like the main kind of fun activity pool. We're gonna head there in a little bit, but first I'm gonna turn to the left and we're gonna start down this way. So in this first building here, we have, you know, ballrooms, boardrooms, that kind of thing. They do hold conferences here. So all of the kind of the space in here and behind it is in that general category. Right next to it is the grand ballroom. And then we just have some outdoor seating here. And then we start getting into our restaurants. So we'll head over to the first one now. So before we dive into the restaurants, I will say I am doing a food overview video for Sandals South Coast, so I will fully get into when the restaurants are open, if they require dining reservations, what the dress code is, and what the actual dress code descriptions mean, if that's helpful, and what we thought of the food, what we had, etc. So for the purposes of this tour, I'll just kind of give a super quick description and then move on. So this first restaurant is Giuseppe's, which is Italian. It is resort casual, you don't need reservations, and it is open for lunch. It's just pizza at lunch, and then it is open for dinner. Cute little fountain out front as well, and this lines up with the beautiful fountain. And this is the main lobby building right here for perspective of where we are. So I actually think this resort is just absolutely stunning. It definitely reminds me of Sandals Grand Antigua, but this is much, much bigger, but definitely similar vibes, especially on like the Mediterranean side of the Antigua Resort. Next we have Jasmine's, which is the Asian restaurant. So this is open for dinner only. It's resort casual. Reservations are not required. We're actually eating here tonight, so I'm excited for it. Diagonal from Jasmine's, we have the Island Roots desk, which is for excursions off-site. So Island Roots is Sandals' partner for off-site excursions, which we always highly recommend that you leave the resort at least once on your trip, especially if you're here for a week, to go see some of the island, meet some of the locals, experience the culture a little bit. And Island Roots is a great way to do that. I always feel very safe using the company and doing that. And so if you booked an excursion, perhaps you booked it before the trip through Sandals, this is where you'll come before your excursion. They'll have you sign some paperwork, and then you'll probably head into the lobby and get your shuttle for your excursion there. Right next to Jasmine's is Café de Paris, which of course is the coffee shop. So Café de Paris is open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. And this is where you come for your coffee, your crepes, your ice cream and milkshakes and whatnot. We frequent Café de Paris when it is at a Sandals resort, or whatever the coffee shop equivalent is, but we absolutely love it. Sorry again if it's loud, there's leaf blowers. And there's Lisa! She's reserving our pool chairs. And there's plenty of cute seating out here. So Café de Paris and Island Routes are right here. Main lobby's right here. Wanted to come to show you the main pool, because that is, I'm actually gonna go into the wide lens here to show you just how big it is. A ginormous pool. So we have a jacuzzi right here, and then during the day they usually have a DJ set up here. So this is definitely the lively pool. You know, they have a basketball hoop, The tower is the swim up bar. This is where you come if you want more of a, I wouldn't say, you know, like a rowdy party or anything, but it's definitely like the lively pool. There's gonna be activities and it's a lot of fun. Now the pool over by like our room near the Dutch Village, which I'll show you in a little bit, is the one that you go to if you want, like they don't play music necessarily by that one. It's like where you go if you want quiet, if you want to sleep by the pool, if you want to read, that's where you'll go for that. But oh my gosh, what a nice day. It is just absolutely beautiful here. And so this is just right behind the lobby. And so we'll head back and continue showing the restaurants and that side of the resort, and then we'll loop back. So Café de Paris is here, and then here we have Eleanor's, which is a Pan-Caribbean restaurant. Eleanor's is open for breakfast. It's an a la carte breakfast and is open for dinner. For dinner, it is a evening dress code and reservations are required. We did eat here last night. It was delicious. Right next to Eleanor's, we have the Casablanca Martini Bar. So this is a martini bar that's open kind of later in the evening. The bartender the other night made us a German chocolate cake martini. It was delicious. They have karaoke up there some nights. They have DJs, so that's definitely a late night activity. We went up at 8:30. We were the only people up there, so it's definitely like a late evening activity, but great place to go. So the Martini Bar is up there, and then we're starting to get into the Venetian Plaza. And again, I'm so sorry it's loud. I hope the microphone is drowning some of this out. We start to get into the Venetian Plaza and some of the unique seating that we have as we get close to the beach. They have a lot of these like Connect 4 things over here. And then here we have Bayside. Bayside is the French restaurant. And it's actually the typical Sandals breakfast buffet, the typical Sandals lunch buffet, and then it is the French restaurant at night. But it is still resort casual for all meals. Reservations are not required for any of the meals here. Okay, back outside of Bayside, more of the Venetian Plaza. They have some pool tables, which is great. And this is the Neptune's Bar. Obviously not open right now since it's like 6:50 in the morning, but they have a popcorn machine, which is fun. They have ping pong. And this at night, like when the lights are on, is really stunning. I'll see if I believe I have a video or at least a photo I can put up to show you, but it's really nice. And you can see some of the beach cabanas right there for rental. And then here we have Neptune's Mediterranean Seafood. Neptune's is open for lunch, dinner, and then this is the late night snack place since there isn't a like British pub here, which there usually is at Sandals. So this place is open from 10:30 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. for like late night snacks for like nachos and stuff, which is great. So we had lunch here the other day. I love the view and the open air concept of Neptune's, but resort casual reservations are not required for any of the meals here. So back here, this is actually like this is the furthest end of Sandals South Coast. This is the Aqua Center. This is where they have one of the practice dive pools. You know, if you're getting your scuba certification or anything like that, this is on one end of the resort, and then I'll take you all the way to the other side. But this is here. You'll see here one of the island routes catamarans is over here. You have some of the Sandals dive boats stationed over here, but we've officially made it to one end. We're gonna head back over to the main pool area, and then I'll show you the other half. So I'm gonna head over there and pick back up when I get there. Alrighty, we've made it back to the main lobby, and we're gonna head in the other direction. So the first thing to the left is we have the guest experience office. So if you're having any issues, you can go talk to the guest experience team. We have not had any issues on this trip. It's actually been wonderful. Then they also have an entertainment office, which is right next to the entertainment center. This is my 7th Sandals resort, and this is the first time they've had a dedicated building to entertainment, which has been really unique, and they call it Le Cabaret. We went in the other night, they were playing Family Feud. It's very similar to Grenada, where they have like a very strong entertainment team and they have full schedules. That's what's displaying on these monitors right outside. Last night they had a beach party, but they have bands, they have, you know, couples game shows, they have Broadway Live, they have late night dancing. They had movie and TV show trivia in the pool the other day, beach volleyball, 80s trivia. They had a sip and paint. So they definitely have a great entertainment schedule. Now, before we head down this way, I'm gonna go down here, kind of next to the main pool area, to show you what's in there. Up first is the Beach House Resort Shop. So this is pretty much identical to most of the Sandals resort shops that we've been to. It is closed right now, so I can't go in and actually show you around, but I will say it's pretty much exactly similar to everything. It is closed right now, but they have obviously toiletries, sunscreen if you forgot that thing at home. They have your reusable cups if you want to buy that to use in the pool. They have your Lily Pulitzer, your Tommy Bahamas. They have snacks, they have rum, they have sunglasses, t-shirts, beach bags, anything you can want. It's actually a huge store. I bought some Jamaican rum cream last night to bring home to Andy. And then right down here, ooh, that sun is getting bright. We have the Epic's photo studio. You may not know this, but they do offer complimentary photo sessions. And then if you like any of the photos, you can purchase them. It's typically about $20 a photo, and then they offer photo packages. You know, the more you buy, the cheaper the photos become. My mom and I did a photo session. We're like, just so you know, mother-daughter photos, please don't do any couple photos for us. So you can come at the end of your trip and go through your photos and decide if you want to buy any. This is the photo studio right here. And right next to it, we're coming up on another restaurant, Sushi on the Sand. This is a sushi restaurant which is open for dinner only. It is resort casual attire. Reservations are not required. We came here for what we like to call second dinner, which is we had like an early dinner one day, and then a couple hours later we were like, oh, we could use a little something. So we came here for a couple of rolls of sushi. It's a late night snack. This is the first time we've come to a sushi place. Well, I guess Curacao too, where it was like an open air concept, which is a lot of fun. But one thing to note, while we are here at South Coast, the French Village is undergoing some construction. So it is a little bit on the slower side at the resort. So the restaurants, which there are 9 here at Sandals South Coast, each restaurant is closed one day of the week. So it was like Jasmine's is closed on Saturdays, Eleanor's is closed on Mondays. So it was just something to keep in mind. So here we have Sushi on the Sand. Here we have the main pool. And then we're gonna turn onto the beach, because here we have my mother walking on the beach. My mom is gonna go get us some coffees, which is good. It is now 7:16, so yes, I could use some coffee. This is the water sport area. With Sandals, your water sports are complimentary, which is awesome. We actually went out on these Hobie Cats yesterday, and when Andy and I have done these, Andy feels comfortable enough to navigate these. I do not, and my mom did not either, because if you are out there and you don't know how to catch the wind to come back, then they have to come rescue you. And so I did not want to have to deal with that. So they are happy to go out as your guide basically and drive you around on the Hobie Cats, which is what we did, and it was awesome. But they have kayaks, they have windsurfing, they have paddle boards, Somebody was water skiing yesterday, which is cool. And then they also have snorkeling, but they take you off-site for snorkeling. So it's not just that they give you snorkeling equipment and you snorkel here on the beach. They actually put you on a boat and you leave the resort, which is pretty unheard of for an all-inclusive. So I always have loved that about Sandals. Oh, they also have some of these like glass bottom kayaks, which are really cool. And then if you are certified in scuba diving, your scuba diving as well is also included. And if you're not certified, you can pay a small fee to get like a temporary Sandals certification, and you're good to scuba dive for a year at Sandals. So I think it's like $120, and you take a little class at Sandals, and then for the next year you can go scuba diving for free at Sandals. Something to consider as well, but this is where you go for water activities. And then here, let's take a little look at the beach. So basically that's where I pointed out the Sandals boat and catamaran. That's kind of the end of the resort. And then it goes, so where that wedding chapel is, that's like the halfway point of the beach. I'm gonna show you this map, and apologies that it's ripped. You can see where the wedding chapel is right there, and this is where that boat is. So that is what you're looking at here. Then you still have all of this beach here. So that is how big the resort is. For comparison, Barbados and Royal Barbados could fit in this area roughly, which I had texted Andy. I was like, this resort feels bigger than Barbados and Royal Barbados. He Googled it and he was like, I think it is. He said, I think Barbados and Royal Barbados roughly are 25 acres and South Coast is roughly 30. So don't quote us on that, but I believe this place is bigger than those two resorts combined. So these little blue and pink huts over here are where some of the local vendors have been setting up. I did actually buy like a hand-woven basket and a little hand-carved starfish from the vendors yesterday while they were here. I always like to try to support local vendors. I love these, instead of umbrellas on the beach, they have these little huts. Very nice. The beach has been so deserted. My mom and I read on the beach yesterday. We were like the only ones. It was crazy. And all along the beach, they have these little huts that stand out. And it's first come, first serve. It's been really wonderful. They have these swimming areas roped off. And down there, that is the over-the-water wedding chapel. I did go in there the other day. I'll put a little clip in. It is an extra, as of the other day, it was $1,000 extra to get married in the over-the-water wedding chapel, but absolutely stunning. Now coming up over here before I head back to where we were and circle back on the back side of the resort off the beach area, this is the Jerk Shack. So this is open for lunch. Resort casual reservations are not required. So this is where you come for your jerk chicken, your fish and foil, your potatoes, and it is a gorgeous, gorgeous view. Can't go wrong with that. One other thing that I did want to mention while we're here is that if you were interested in coming to Sandals South Coast or any of the other Sandals properties, I am a travel agent, and you may not know, but it is completely free to work with a travel agent. You don't pay anything extra. It's the same price as if you go to Sandals and book the trip yourself. If you're interested in receiving a no obligation quote or just have some questions about going to Sandals in general, I'll put my email address in the video description below, and I'd love to get started and help you out. And you may also be interested in, we have several videos, what's included in a Sandals vacation. I'll link our full Sandals playlist below, which I think will have some really helpful information as well to answer some of your initial questions. We also have the volleyball court here right next to where the vendors set up. And it's right by the main pool, so they made an announcement the other day for anybody in the pool who wanted to play to come on over. And you actually earn points for participating in games. So like we participated in the trivia in the pool the other day and we got 50 points. And if you get 150 points, you get a prize at the end of your trip. And if you get 250 points, you get a bigger prize. So they definitely encourage participation. So right behind this tree here is the entertainment center, Le Cabaret. And right here we have the sales office that you can come to book the private candlelight dinner on the beach or wherever else you may want it. We've done this twice. It's $199. We've always found it to be well worth the price. Each person has a customized 4-course menu. We did a short video of our experience at Sandals Grenada. We also did it at Sandals Grand Antigua for our honeymoon. Next door is also the jewelry shop. Opens at 9 o'clock, so I can't show you what's in there, but lots of luxury goods if you'd like to do some shopping while on vacation. And then we're coming upon the Red Lane Spa. My mom and I, funnily enough, did a couples massage on our first day here, which was absolutely amazing. We did the Tropical Paradise couples massage, which was outside. First time I've ever done an outdoor massage before, and it was absolutely amazing. We had a choice of doing it on the beach or doing it on one of the gazebo things that kind of jet out into the ocean. I'm glad we picked the one that's on the beach. It was more secluded, so that would definitely be my recommendation if you're doing the Tropical Paradise massage at Sandals South Coast. If you are coming to South Coast and you don't have any treatments booked, you can still come to the Red Lane Spa. You can still use their facilities, use the sauna, use the steam room, and they have a beautiful courtyard in the back, which I'll show you. They have a hot and cold plunge pool as well, which is great. So you can still come and use all of the amenities, even if you're not booking a massage or a facial or anything like that. You can still come and buy their products, anything you want. Definitely worth checking out if you like going to the spa. Check out Red Lane, just to kind of get our bearings. Main lobby is right there. That was the entertainment center, Red Lane Spa. And then right over here, we actually have the nurses station. Hopefully you don't need that on your vacation, but they of course always have somebody on duty if anything goes awry. And then we are getting into the Italian village here in terms of rooms. So if you're booked in the Italian village and you have like a room with a tropical garden view, this is probably one of your rooms back here. And this is probably what you would be looking at in terms of a tropical garden view. It's really beautiful back here. More of those Connect 4 games, but cute little areas to sit. And then up ahead, we're gonna arrive at the Club Sandals Lounge, so I'll pick it back up there. So we have arrived at the Club Sandals Lounge. This is where we came to be checked in for our room when we arrived, since we are staying club level on this trip. This is where we can come if we want to make any reservations, if we have any questions, if we just want to cool down. They have drinks, they have snacks. They can assist us with anything we need. We can also call the concierge from our room. We don't actually have to physically come here if we need anything, but it's great because we are staying in the Dutch Village, which is right here, so it is very convenient. I don't think it's technically open right now, but they're just gonna let me take a shot so you can see what it looks like. Oh, it smells really good in here. It smells like oranges. They also have some books and some games over here, some umbrellas. So anything that you would need, the people who staff this are here to help. So the Club Sandals Lounge, this is the back side of the Club Sandals Lounge. Italian Village ends here, more Connect 4. Beach is right here. And this is the start of the Dutch Village. I wanted to point out right in front, this is the other option for the outdoor couples massage. This is also a spot you can get married. This is a spot for a private candlelight dinner, a small wedding reception. I think somebody had a wedding reception for like 6 people out here 2 nights ago. So this could be a spot for the massage. You can see where we were on the beach earlier, that is the over the water wedding chapel. And you can see the Latitudes bar and some of the over the water villas down there. Then I'm just gonna walk a little further along till we get to the main Dutch pool area. And we'll pick it up there. So here we are at the beach. I'm gonna show you the main pool area of the Dutch Village. They are doing some cleaning, getting the pool ready for everybody today. We are staying in the Dutch beachfront club level room with patio tranquility soaking tub. The room name is all very long. Our room is this one right here. We're on the 4th floor. I've loved this room. It's been absolutely beautiful. This pool, as I mentioned, is the quiet pool. We have had no trouble getting pool chairs at any of the pools on this trip. I think it's because one of the villages, as I mentioned, is under construction, so it's been a little bit slower. Even by the main pool, we've been able to get chairs 8:45, no problem, but this pool especially, even at 3 p.m., there's chairs with umbrellas available. This one does not have a swim up bar, but it has a jacuzzi here, a big pool, and then it has a bar very close, so just a couple of steps outside the pool. And then there's been plenty of those Sandals floaties as well. And then of course, these rooms have those swim up pools all along the edges as well. So we've actually loved this area. We've done a good job of doing some beach, some main pool, and some Dutch village pool time on this trip. And every day they've been doing, right by this tree over here, see this green kayak, they've been serving up fresh coconuts, which is always one of my favorite parts that they do. So this is the end of the Dutch village here, and we're going to be getting into the French village, which is the one that is under construction, as you can see. It is helpful to know we have heard barely anything. The only time we have heard construction is when we came over to eat lunch at the one restaurant that is past the construction. Even when we were at the Dutch pool, which is just right over here, we cannot hear what's going on here. Even when that is the quiet pool with no music, you cannot hear the construction. They don't do the construction on Saturday and Sunday. The construction started yesterday, which was Monday for us. But again, we could not hear it when we were at the main pool, at the Dutch pool, which is the quiet pool. So that says something. So I would not worry about coming right now when the construction is happening. And then here we have the Latitudes over water bar, which is absolutely beautiful. We had some cocktails here last night while we watched the sunset, but I love how they have these hammocks that are off the side. It's such a unique concept. This is at a couple of the Sandals resorts, definitely at Montego Bay. The bartenders have been great here. It is open during the day as well. It's not just a night thing. And here we have the over the water bungalows. Absolutely beautiful. Now, if you were to look at these rooms from above, an aerial shot, they form the shape of a heart. It's so a Sandals thing. If you have the budget for these rooms, do it 100%. It is such a bucket list thing. I hope to be able to do it one day. Obviously, these are butler level rooms. These are just gonna offer amazing sunsets. The sunsets here at South Coast have been stunning. You're gonna have a dedicated butler team to help you. You're just gonna have this amazing over the water villa. No better way to spend your time in paradise. And then let's head through the Italian village a little bit. And I wanna head over to the 9th and final restaurant to show you. And then we still have a couple of other things. Definitely the South Seas Rendezvous Village, which if I had my pick of rooms would probably be where I'd want to stay. And then we definitely have like the basketball courts and some other things in the back to show. So we're getting there. The Dutch Village, the one that we're staying in, which I'm not sure if our room tour is out yet or if it's coming after this, but be sure to subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell so you don't miss any videos from this trip. But that was renovated recently. You can definitely tell our room is more modern than what it used to be. The French Village is getting some love now, and you can see from some of these renderings on the outside, it's getting a major facelift. So here we are at Schooners. Schooners is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dinner does require reservations. The other two meals do not, and it is resort casual for all the meals. As you can see, open air concept. It overlooks the bungalows and of course the beautiful ocean. And this was the only time we could hear the construction. Obviously they haven't started, it's early in the morning. So when we came for lunch, we heard a little bit of it. Did not impact the experience at all. I must say, I am so impressed by this resort. It is a beautiful, beautiful resort. There's so much to offer. There's something here for everybody. The only downside, in my opinion, is that it is far from the airport. It took us 2 hours and it was a bumpy, rough ride. It was like lots of sharp turns and like going uphill, and that is one thing to consider. So if you are coming, like make sure you're coming for a solid week so that you have time to like recuperate from the drive. We are gonna head to the South Seas Village to show some of that now. we've arrived at the South Seas Rendezvous Village. Now these are like the second best rooms, I would say, after the over the water bungalows. This would definitely be my preference though, because I'm more a pool person versus a beach person, or no, like an ocean person. So I'd rather come out of my private room and go into a pool versus jumping out of a villa and going into the ocean, if that makes sense. But all of these rendezvous are connected by a river pool. I mean, oh my God, it's stunning over here. This is just fake. I'm pretty sure that these rooms also have private plunge pools that are hidden like behind here. Okay, so rendezvous here. We have the Red Lane Fitness Center right here. Got some ping pong. And this is kind of right behind us, like the back of our room, like the door to enter our room is back here. So we overlook all of this. Tennis court, pickleball court, all the activities, everything you could want. I don't know if you can see it, way back there is basketball. Way back there, basketball. And then you can see through trees over there, we're back at the lobby. And I think I'm taking a look at the trusty map, which I've since ripped. We have gotten everything. I'm just making sure that is Sandals South Coast. As you can see, it is quite large, but it is very easy to navigate, I must say. I fully love this resort. I want to come back with Andy. I think if this was closer to an airport and if it had a few more restaurants, it's surprising it only has 9, given it's bigger than Barbados and Royal Barbados. I think if those two things were different, I'd be calling Andy and saying like, bump all the resorts down, this is #1. I cannot do that. I cannot change an official couples traveler ranking without Andy's stamp of approval. So I'll leave it at that. And just like that, my phone gimbal died, so I am holding my camera up. Thank you so much for coming along. That was Sandals South Coast. I hope you want to come and see what this resort has to offer, because we were so impressed. I want to go home and book a trip for Andy and I, maybe to stay in the South Seas Rendezvous, because that seriously looks worth the upgrade. But thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and follow us on social media at A Couple Travelers. And until next time, keep traveling.